See, 1, 2, 3, and then again. Put it like over your head. So now we're going to do a little harder. You ready for this?
Go for it.
Right.
Ouch.
Guys, time for another video. And I kind of wanted to talk about this. I don't know if my video is shadowy because I got the sun hitting over here. Different times it'll get bright and then shadowy because we got some sun out and it was hot out for a while and it's freaking cold out. So I was getting freaking cold and getting a little bit of cough and I had to go and get something. But anyway, okay, since I've just made a trailer for my archives and it's kind of an anniversary. I'm going to post it just now, and I'm probably going to make it as a trailer for the beginning of this video. And since I made this trailer, it's about more what I'm all about here. I made this anniversary trailer because me and the girlfriend, one of my first demo training videos that I was touching on, so I took pieces out of it and I kind of made it into it's meant to be a relationship anniversary trailer. So in light of that, give me an excuse to talk about some of the stuff I say in blogs, but the reason why I'm on this here YouTube. I'm not making any fucking money. I got too many stuff that I'm using copyrighted songs I can't monetize anyway, and even without that, nobody gives a shit enough to really make it big. And I don't try to play any games to get my friends to spread my videos. But I got a bigger view count on my other social media sites that people that know me on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I get 15 views on one, but for some odd reason, my other social media, I post a version of a certain talk video. I pick the ones that don't have no copyrighted content or copyrighted songs because if you have any of the other social media sites, they'll take it off right away. Unlike YouTube, they'll give you a little thing, you know, it can't be monetized. Or sometimes eventually they might even disable the song or the video. Other social media sites, they'll just block it completely. They can't. But anyway, enough about that. But anyway, a reason I made this trailer, and I'm a constant plotter. I'm not just some, when I cover a lot of subjects on my video, I'm not just some long-haired hippie weirdo like some people say when they're on some of my other talk videos. I think they don't even watch the fucking video because they automatically think this thing, but they don't even listen. I'm saying this and this. But anyway, I'm talking about, there's some shit there that I say, and I was saying before in my videos about how you got the fake fitness bloggers that somehow, I don't know how the fuck they're doing it, they're getting money off of people, which ain't right. But then you got the wonderful people, too, that you're subscribed to. They get a lot of views, and they deserve to do well. And then there's these other ones. Wonderful people, they should get more views, which I wanted to say that separately in a video about the ones that ain't getting enough views. But the subject matter I'm saying in this video, you'd have damn near all of them. Dudes and chicks look at you like you're nuts because on YouTube, you got a world that everybody, these people, everybody from yoga videos to fitness videos, anything they're doing, some of them are using a lot of machines, some of them are doing yoga, flexibility. A lot of them. Like them a lot. Very wonderful people. But I'm dealing in my videos with a culture that nobody sees. That maybe it is, they're right next to it and they don't even freaking see it because you got some wonderful women smiling faces and even some dudes. Everybody in their towns, they either have something like a dance studio or some kind of studio or fitness club or yoga studio, dance class that maybe the people that have certain, if they got money, send their kids to dance class. And there's a mixed culture in other neighborhoods nobody sees. Mine's more like an underground type of thing that I'm not in some really dangerous city, but yet my content, the stuff that I say certain people don't want you to know, me or even other people like me, people out there that are kind of like me that could even kick my butt would have to worry. In some major cities, probably be dead. I would, if I was in some of the more dangerous places, I would have like what I will have to talk about in a particular one. I'll give you a video on it about one of the oldest types of secret gyms that are in certain countries that were designed, even underground, some hidden in dance and some hidden away, because occupiers of the towns or countries put a ban and discouraged things. Or you could even talk about even communist Russia and communist places. You were allowed to do this and that, but if you were training in groups, you could be punished. Like there was the Sistema thing, you know. I wanted to do a video on the Sistema arts, which I had videos on, and they sell those DVDs. Some people try to say it's a scam, and they're trying to say saying this and talking about communist Russia just to sell the DVDs, but it is true. They're putting little videos on there about how, you know, they have military. You can, unlike America now, you know, well, they're trying to discourage shit in America a little bit of times, you know. They're trying to, you know, discourage a lot of fitness and a lot of different things because it'll hurt the feelings of what they're trying to do, you know, make everybody equal, encourage the, not that you're, oh, I'm not hating on no transgenders or anything, but they may want to make everybody the same, bring everybody down a notch. You know, it's not about tolerance. It's like now you got to get the next generation of kids. Instead of sending your kids to karate or dance class, now they want everybody to send the kids to the public schools and doing the re-educated thing, bringing communism a little bit at a time. But what I'm dealing with is in like certain towns we deal with now is you got the stoner culture, and then you got the authoritarian police culture, which usually doesn't bother anybody if you're not committing any crime and no steal. As long as you're not stealing, burglarizing, beating people down to take their money, selling illegal drugs. Then right on top of the culture, you're in this, right? You're right alongside it. And the culture that doesn't like the police, but yet, and it'll complain about even police brutality, but yet, if it actually wants to do away with the police and think it has the right to commit the same brutality, or even worse, that they have the infused right to, if you offend somebody or something's challenging confrontation, or you could get beat up, you know, not putting one over the other way, but you know what I mean, there's hypocrisy out there. And I'm basically talking about that women's role in this, mostly in this video. I was getting off the subject a little bit, some subject matter for other videos, but women's role in this culture is, you notice whether you're working in a factory or you're out there in the world, or you're working a factory next to maybe some of these women, some are better than others. Nothing wrong if they smoke a joint or once in a while, or drink beer, go to the bar, nothing wrong with that. But now, unlike, okay, the culture that you're seeing on YouTube, that it's not, I'm not saying it's out of reality, but it's mostly the smiling faces on there. They got yoga studios in better neighborhoods maybe, and they don't see this. They might look at me like I'm nuts, but some of them might agree with me where, okay, you're in a certain neighborhood, certain street, but then if you're maybe like some of us, you know, closer into that or something, you know what I mean? You see it more clearly. You notice that there's a culture now, a lot of times in women, and I'm saying women especially, but guys, it's like that too. Like I talk about in certain workplaces, men and women both. Oh, nobody really wants to do certain. It's actually belittled in a certain way, that if you're doing any kind of fitness for any reasons, it's discouraged. You know, everybody wants to. You know, there's a new movement now. It's a legalized, especially with the legalized pot now. The new movement is everybody now wants to do the stoner laugh now and laugh at you if you do anything to better yourself. Now you're required to be in the stoner clique, and if you're not in it, if you're in a workplace, if you're not in a clique with the stoners, now any kind of thing to better yourself, it's either challenge or confrontation, or they'll do the stoner laugh thing. You know, they laugh at it. Even though they're actually doing their stoner laugh, it's like eventually it could be an offense to their hierarchy, their daddy that's selling their drugs or whatever. You got the culture that they don't like what you're doing. They'll play the card and accuse you of being all these drugs and just to spread it around. But very discouraged. I mean, even in some cases, the people, the police, and everybody that knows the police, I don't know, maybe they know how these hierarchies work on the streets. They might look at you like you're nuts. There's things that they're missing that's right in front of their noses. That, yeah, you live right around here. If you live and work in certain places, is when you work or whatever. I mean, there's like basic idea that if you're in the you like a communist police state, people want that, a neo-socialist, to beef up the authority of police. Then there's another crowd out there that wants to maybe start with legalized drugs and phase out or change out the police hierarchy and put in their own, just overthrow the basic system of the law as the law as we know it. You try to say that to your co-worker or bosses relatives that have these nice houses. They look at you like you're nuts because they're separate from it, because they have their nice houses in these. They think they know a culture or what they see on TV, but they don't. And there's this other culture. Like I said, if I lived in some other neighborhood, I think I'm smart or something, I'd be beat up or killed. But like women's role in this, like, because that's why I made this trailer. It says with my girlfriend in an anniversary relationship, anniversary trailer like it, where unlike your women on YouTube that smiling faces, it represents a culture, that I know if you're in there and you want to go to the yoga studio or turn your room, and if you can't afford to do a yoga studio, you can train with the women in there and have your yoga studio in your room, which is good because you can do it for free. But then if you were in the right neighborhood or improved your neighborhood, maybe you could have your own yoga studio or whatever. But there's a part of that that's the neo-socialist underground, so to speak. And there's a sheep, the high and mighty sheep-like people, and then there's the other sheep by the other human farmers out there that don't like the police, that want you to behave a certain way. And whether you're a woman, even if you're doing your stuff not combative, it's challenging, confrontational. If you could be in a neighborhood where women, you're supposed to be in a bar all the time like some hoe, like the rest of this other clique. They're actually like hoes, like they're the sexiest thing on the earth. I don't care if it's dance class or yoga. Oh, you do that shit, man. It's not cool to do that shit anymore. You're supposed to be going out and drinking and being out there with these girls on the prowl, maybe acting like hoes. Nothing wrong with going someplace that serves beer and food and all that. I mean, I see Mayor Peduto of Pittsburgh on TV. He has his Santa Claus beer. I keep calling him St. Nick. I keep calling Mayor Peduto St. Nick. You got the Santa Claus beer. Pittsburgh, they want a diverse environment. They don't want this. They want people to have fun, drink some beer and eat some food too. Restaurant beer culture, but they don't want you getting so drunk you're going to cause yourself and other people to get killed in cars. But there's this other culture out there that wants to discourage, say, among women, there's more drug use and everything too, and people go for women. Even if you were a kid and had a daughter, they go right for the women. There's somebody. You get this strange dude that a teenage girl wants to date. They start looking at them, real young, try to get. They become, the drug daddy is looking for new recruits and everything else. And then there's something that I say in another video, like I said too, that if our country gets like that, not just banning, your right to bear arms or have guns. There's other kind of fitness techniques that. About the Systema DVDs and all that stuff, they have their trailers that they're showing the Orthodox Church being pulled down and busted up and all that. How when Russia was overthrown by the Communist Revolution, they discouraged anybody's right to actually defend themselves with their hands. No training in groups, but the military, Russians, special forces were allowed, but if you wanted to engage in any fitness that might appear too provocative or combative, or it can be challenging and confrontational, they don't want you. They didn't want you doing that shit in groups or by yourself. You could be thrown in jail, punished, beat up by the police, or you had to join the army for that shit. You know, I mean, you go and get a job in the military. So well, there are countries that are like that. You know what I mean? But then I have like another fitness culture I want to talk about, even though it's in one of these other countries that we're at odds with now. I talk about it because I compare it with American Club now, the Zircone. No, I don't like Iran. I'm not into that Islamist. But there was this version of that culture that it wasn't Islamic at first, but they had the secret gyms and secret rooms because any other occupiers of the country ban on martial arts, they disappeared in the room. And yeah, very ritualistic. I combine mine with, well, I see we got American Club now. I say, well, okay, it don't have to be the heavy clubs. Why not like weighted batons, you know, solid batons? We use tools, sledgehammers. Combine that. The shit you do, the women, the cheerleaders, the majorettes, you can argue, well, that's so organized with the school band. It's ritualistic and it's fun. They got the mascots. And you can combine it into pagan culture, and you could have conspiracy theorists, which are saying now just because they're in colleges or schools, oh my God, the pagans are using ritualistic stuff. And I think it's a positive thing. Not like they're involved in Bohemian Grove and shit like that. Yeah, I'm looking at Bohemian Grove and all this other shit, and then there was Charles Manson, how drug use and how he was teaching these women, and they wound up in prison doing bad stuff. The hell kind of leader was he? But yet, when you get somebody on drugs or doing a bad influence, you know, get people to do bad shit. So there you go. But there's, you can have like a couple of different cultures in some cases. And sometimes even in a workplace, one workplace I used to be in, half the place was women, a lot of friends, and there's a lot of people that, you got a smart mouth. You're supposed to be, whether you're a guy or a dude or a chick, you're an obedient worker. Oh, don't be doing any of that. I don't care what you do in your own time, but if I think you're even though you're not doing it in our factory or workplace, if we catch you propagating that, giving ideas, and telling anybody they're not just an employee, telling them that we're trying to tell them that they're just an employee and obedient worker, both dudes and chicks, you know, to work hard and get so tired that you can't do anything else, and you're too tired to do any critical thinking. All you can think about is paying your credit card bills to pay that SUV and hold on to that house. Then you're aging and everything is hurting you. You need more drugs. You need more health care. So they want you to ruin your body, so you're dependent on these legal drugs. They want you to cling to health care and all that stuff. And they're the fucking ones that want to encourage you to ruin your body. You're an employee. You're supposed to not work smarter, work harder. Don't be doing any fitness shit to try to overcome it. And you're a sheep. And then you got the drug culture, drug cliques that are right inside that they don't think they're sheep. They pretend. They got their own philosophy. And they don't like, they're using their bosses or whatever too, but they don't like you because they got their daddy and their human farmer that they worship and all that. And whatever you do is offends them, you know. So now you got the government sanctioned, you know, legalized marijuana that they want everybody to be perpetually sick, you know. Nothing wrong with, you got people that have seizures and the autistic now. I'm all for it, absolutely. But then there's a culture too that, yeah, they're getting after the pill culture now and even going after the doctors and pill companies. Yeah, you got a politician that wants to be a hero and champion that because there's an epidemic. Oh, we got to stop it. But then the same government is legalizing another drug, which part of me doesn't care if it's at others. I mean, but then there's a time, they get control of it. They want to be the champion against this, but now they want to be the biggest purveyors of this and want you to be. Tell me they don't want you to be perpetually sick and get everybody on it. And you're a sheep. You're a sheep for that human farmer. You know what I mean? any other kind of wellness thing, you know what I mean? That they don't express it right away, but you'll be people get passive aggression against you right away. You know what I mean too. So all right, there you have. I'm going to cut this short. There you have it. Yeah, there's a lot to say on that stuff. I'm going to say in a separate video, but yeah, it's considered wrong and weird a lot of cases, you know, and in certain neighborhoods, and so I'm kind of doing the unusual, saying you don't. It's not the yoga. You don't need it. You're doing it. You whatever. If you work next to some places, or it could be damn anything. Bare concrete, and my gym would be totally different. And if I actually had a gym for it, but